Strippers don't attract high value men.
We attract rich men.
Just fuck off.
I mean, if you want a rich cheater who's never gonna give you,
I'd rather man cheat and he got money and I'm rolling in it and he can go fuck the other bitch. I don't care.
Oh shit.
The money will make me happy. I'll take a trip and go fuck my brains out somewhere else.
Rather cry in a Lambo than a Honda.
Exactly. Thank you.
Yo, YouTube, it's your boy Simba Savi back with another video for you guys. Please like the channel, subscribe to the channel, and comment, engage with the channel. Let's get into our video for today.
Why haven't you quit?
I have quit, and I've been engaged several times, but they cheated, so I left.
Okay.
Maybe you attract the wrong guys because you're a stripper.
Oh. Oh shit.
Bro.
What is her problem?
This is the accountability that they don't want women to have. And she said this. She's a trade wife. She's married. She's 19. She wants kids. I think she already has a kid with her husband. Never been in the whole era of whole phase and what. And the other girl or the other girls, OnlyFans girls, strippers, whatever. And she just said it straight up. Maybe you are attracting this type of man because you're a stripper. I mean,
listen. Where are you from?
Tallahassee.
Where?
Tallahassee, capital of Florida. We learned that in kindergarten. Yeah.
Okay, so you had two guys, right? Two guys. So you're in love with your husband. You've only had two cocks in your life. You were raised very Christian, I would say. Okay, very Christian. So each girl here is raised very differently. And so it's different if you had a good home, brought up, being brought up in a good home, wealthy family, good boyfriend taking care of you, right?
So you did everything your childhood yourself. Is your excuse for all the wrong things they do in your life and still being 38 and a stripper?
Listen, I don't put up with their shit. I break up with them.
Facts. So the way you grew up is an excuse at 38 years old to be a stripper. True. Where's the accountability? You're now an adult. You can't keep blaming your parents about everything. Number one. Number two, she's trying to say, oh, you only had two guys in your life, as if it's something to be embarrassed about. That's modern feminism for you. A girl having a low body count, a girl being a virgin is something that she's going to be shamed by other women. So she's trying to say like it's something to be ashamed about because she has a high body count. And this 19-year-old girl should be having more bodies, or at least having her fun right now so that she'll commit later when she has all the trauma that this stripper has. This is what happens, bro. The culture now is that a woman should have fun in her 20s. Before a frontal lobe develops, or a frontal lobe is not developed, a woman should go and have fun, have sex with different guys, probably start an OnlyFans. Don't shame her. Let her do that. And then when she's 38 years old, you, Mr. Knight in Shining Armor, should just come in, super up, make her wife, struggle to have a kid because she's 38 now. No, I mean, it's biology. A woman is most fertile when she's young. Scoop up a 38-year-old with all that trauma from all those guys, all those sexual experiences, because she's a woman, she's empowered. That's what you're expected to do as a guy. Man, I love this trade wife, man. She really called them out on this show.
I've never cheated on a man in my life.
What does that have to do with you saying that I'm the way I am because I grew up a certain way?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying... Wait, what am I saying? Fuck.
Yo, you can't make this shit up, man.
I know. Yo. I'm saying being a dancer, like, if my son was dating a dancer and she was walking away and her, she was all about my son... I don't see what's wrong with that. If my son loves her and they both love each other and she's showing me that she's all about him and willing to change and put in the work and be a good woman and a good wife, then I'm not going to be the one to judge her.
Take that.
But if a woman only wants to become a high-value woman for a man, she is not a high-value woman. I was that before I met my husband. So that's how I attracted him.
Oh, my God. She said it. Because this is what happens when your mother was a promiscuous woman before. She's a stripper. She's 38 years old. And she's being asked, would you want your son to date a former stripper or a stripper? Yeah, as long as she's changed, as long as she's changed and she's all about my son. Her past doesn't matter. Whatever STDs she got in the past don't matter. Whatever abortions she got in the past don't matter. All those men touching in the strip club doesn't matter. All that doesn't matter. And all the drugs. Most strippers are on drugs because that job is not an easy job to do. Being a girl and having different men touch you is not easy. For a lot of women to cope with that career, they have to be on drugs. Watch stripper interviews. I'm forgetting the podcast it is, but if you just type stripper interview, you're going to see many interviews of these OnlyFans strippers talking about their life. They live a very traumatic life. They grew up in very traumatic environments and they don't like that job. They're on drugs and they talk about their friends who are on drugs who end up overdosing on drugs because there's no normal woman who wants men touching her. But because she's a former stripper and she wants to be accepted, she wants a knight in shining armor. To answer this question honestly, she has to say, no, it's okay for my son to date a stripper as long as she's willing to change. But this trade wife said, no, my son is not marrying no stripper. My son is not going to marry. If my son is hardworking and he can provide and protect a woman, he's not going to marry someone who has a past. Women are concerned with the man's future, and men should be concerned with the woman's past. He said, hell no. And that's what happens when you have a good mother who was never promiscuous. She would never allow it. My mom would never allow me bringing a girl who has tattoos or a girl with a promiscuous past or a girl who's a former stripper. Most African kids, ask any African kid who comes from a proper home. There's no parents or relatives that are going to allow that. If you force it, they will let you do it, but they will tell you, this is not a good decision. You can't have this as your mother of your kids. But for some reason, in today's society, this is mind-blowing to most people that a man should not date a woman who's promiscuous.
Strippers don't attract high-value men.
We attract rich men.
Just fuck.
I mean, if you want a rich cheater who's never gonna give you,
I'd rather a man cheat and he got money and I'm rolling in it and he can go fuck the other bitch. I don't care.
Oh shit.
The money will make me happy. I'll take a trip and go fuck my brains out somewhere else.
Rather cry in a Lambo than a Honda.
Exactly. Thank you. Because you see your man don't make you better than everybody.
You should be able to buy that Lambo for yourself, though.
Yeah, that's why you do OnlyFans, to buy that Lambo for
Get some
yourself.
money, hoes. That's all. You got it.
The mindset of a 304 is, as long as a man has money, I will be with him. I will marry him. I will date him as long as he has money. And the mind of a man who is my choice, that as long as she's beautiful, I will marry her. As long as she's beautiful, I'll do anything for her. I'll pay for sex. I will do anything she wants. You understand? Because these people do not care about character. Men who watch porn a lot, men who are into strippers, men who gamble a lot, these degenerate men, they don't care about a woman's character most of the time, as long as she's beautiful. This is where you see, I always tell you, look at all these rappers. Having money does not mean you have morals or common sense. Look at all these rappers. Look at some of these celebrities. They'll marry a girl, former stripper, porn star. They don't care. They'll literally marry a girl who is being railed on camera by other men. Now, I'm not here to say, no, don't do it. If you want to do it, fair and fine. But for you to now teach a young man who's looking for guidance, that's the thing to do, is where I have a problem. Same with these strippers. They have no morals. They don't care about a man's morals. They don't care about a man's character, as long as he has money. That man could be a drug dealer for all they care. They don't care. That man could be beating them up. They don't care. As long as he has money, as long as I get to cry in an expensive car, as long as I get to buy expensive things, they will cry tears with an abusive man as long as he has money. And that's the message they want to send to a young 16-year-old, 15-year-old girl who is innocent. That it's okay to disqualify men strictly for their pockets. Don't worry about their character. And this is why I have a problem, because these messages translate to young kids. You understand?
Tell him to be happy. Fucking American kids.
Nigga said tell him.
Oh, wait. George Malone? Hey, what's happening?
I ain't lying.
Yeah, what's happening, bro? That's all that matters, bro.
What the fuck is going on,
Man, I
man?
know, but it's funny. It's funny.
What the fuck is going on?
Three gets one.
Yeah, bro. I mean, look.
Wait, what else? I mean, I'm just fascinated. It's really quite fascinating. The mind of a hoe. I don't really.
Yeah, it's
I
quite
wanna-
fascinating. The mind of a housewife.
I want to defend the hose a little bit. I want to defend the hose
Well,
a little
yeah,
bit.
I mean, your body count is almost 100, so you're one yourself.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, guess what? I happen to not be perfect, and I believe there's a certain someone who said, "Judge not, lest you be judged."
Yeah.
So these are the enablers now. The guy enablers. There are men who enable women to be promiscuous. And with these women, as they grow older, have to face the consequences of their promiscuous past alone. Because a man, when she was 20, when she was 19 and 18, there was a man, maybe on a podcast, or someone in her life, who enabled her because he's a degenerate man. So this guy is a gambler. He's a gambler for a living, right? He was asked a question. I can't really do the whole podcast because it's long. He was asked a question about how much money have you lost in a casino. He's like, yeah, I've lost $1 million. I've lost a couple of millions in a casino and all this. What are the chances that a man who is a gambler loves strippers? What are the odds? That a man who's a gambler loves strippers and whores and former porn stars and OnlyFans girls. What are the chances? Because gambling in itself is a problem. If you are a girl and you know a man who gambles, run for your life. Because that man has a problem. This is why people who gamble and try to get out of it have to go through therapy and whatever that they have to go through to leave it. This is why gambling can ruin a man's life. This is why gambling can literally, a man can go from making a lot of money to nothing. Because gambling is not a good thing. Right? But he's there so talking about, let me defend the whores. Because it's okay, don't judge. And then they start to quote these things in the Bible that affirm to, don't judge. But the Bible says you should not be promiscuous. They won't quote those verses. No, don't judge, don't condemn. Let them be how they are. He was even asked, would you marry a girl as a promiscuous spouse? Would you marry a former stripper? He's like, yeah, as long as it's changed. Same answer with the strippers. What are the chances that he has this mindset as a guy who's a gambler? What are the chances? And he has money. The fact that he can lose millions in a casino means he has money. But then you marry this is going to be your headache for the rest of your life. I'm telling you, morals and a person's state of mind and a person's worldview is very important, far much more than money.
Being real is not judgment.
No,
By the
well,
way.
I appreciate it.
I mean, when you're
very few
bashing
people are real.
yeah, it is.
Although
We're having a conversation.
You're low-key bashing people in the most sophisticated way.
You're offended by my tone?
Yeah, damn near I'm offended. I am because you're sitting here acting like you're better than everybody because you're a housewife and a conservative and you're a feminist. I don't give a fuck. I voted for Trump.
We're having a conversation.
Good shit.
I'd like to defend the hose for a second.
Yeah.
Trump is W.
You probably wanted to vote for Kamala, right? Didn't you?
Kamala?
However the fuck you say the bitch's name.
Why would I?
You're a
vote for
feminist,
Kamala?
right?
No, she's
Why would I be a
anti-feminist.
feminist?
She's anti-feminist.
I'm
I support
Yeah.
anti-feminism.
It's giving. It's.
Dude, can we look up the definition of modern feminist?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, we
No, we know you're not a feminist, but like it's just kind of
Thank
funny
you.
because I don't know why she thought you were a feminist.
Yo,
Feminism is saying it's empowering to bust it open for everybody online, which is what OnlyFans is in your careers. So,
Try
it's feminist.
You should try it.
Yo, this is hilarious, man.
Yo, that's great. This is good.
Yo, I mean, it's not.
And that's modern feminism for sure. It's okay for a woman to be promiscuous. These women end up having trauma. If you are young, going to disagree with my viewpoints. Watch interviews of older people who are strippers who speak about the trauma and the things that they go through when they are promiscuous, when they have to sell their bodies for money, when they have to deal with men who are who sexualize girls and exchange money for sexual favors. Listen to those stories and tell me that's what the future that you want as a young girl. It looks spacious online. It looks like this bed is having the time of her life, but you don't know what's happening behind closed doors. You don't know, because when you treat a man like a wallet, he will treat you like anything that he buys with money. And a lot of these men who are willing to exchange money for sex, they abuse these women. They are very abusive. They don't care. They look at the Dubai thing, the Porter party, where women literally have to be shitted on their faces just to earn some money. So modern feminism says do not shame, because this is how this culture is creeped in to our black community. It has creeped in even in the white community, right? This is how it has engulfed the young girl, because they removed shame. Don't shame it. Leave it like that. Let them do what they want. And what do kids do? Kids do dumb things. And the truth about these degenerate ways of living, they are very attractive to young people. So if someone comes and we say, do not demonize drugs, there is a vision that when someone speaks about drugs, they make them look like they are so nice and you know. So if we remove shame from drugs, what are young people going to do? Do drugs. When you remove shame from being promiscuous, what are young people going to do? Be promiscuous. When you remove shame from selling your body for money, what are young women going to do? Sell their bodies for money. They'll only realize it at the end of the line. Trying to find a guy who saves it. Because yes, out of 100 whores, maybe one can be married, and you can give examples of, oh, I know a girl who was married, but then the exception does not make the rule. At the end of the day, most men who are okay in the head are not going to marry a woman who has a promiscuous past. That is just the truth that no one wants to talk about. So anyway, I hope you learned something from my videos, guys. Till my next one, I'm out.